Okay, in this lesson I'm going to explain everything that goes through my mind when I'm playing pool. That means what English I'm using, which path I'm going, if I play safe, if I shouldn't play safe. So basically everything that goes through my mind and even a little more. So for that we're throwing just the balls randomly on the table so that we have no clusters. For example, like this. Looks totally fine. We're taking ball in hand and now I'm going through the rack and explaining what I'm thinking. Okay, 1, 2 and 3 are in my mind because I'm always thinking 3 shots ahead. Here I'm looking where the 2 ball passes. Yeah, the 2 ball barely passes into here, which could make things a little easier because otherwise I have to get position into the side. If I can play the 2 ball into this pocket, all I have to do is just play a stop shot on the 3 ball. So we checked that the 2 passes and I'm just trying to get a straight in shot on the 2 ball. Well, there are 2 options or more options. Could either play it into this side, or even here is possible. This is too far away. So I'm looking now if I can play a stop shot in any pocket. If I play a stop shot into this pocket, I'm not very good. If I play a stop shot in this pocket, well, still not straight. This pocket, of course, is bad. But if I'm playing a stop shot into this pocket and draw it just a tiny bit back, I am the closest to the right position on the 2 ball. That's why I'm deciding to play the 1 ball into this pocket, then draw it a tiny bit back. So I'm straight here, being very low. I drew a tiny bit back. And now we should be straight on the 2 ball. Well, we aren't straight. I didn't draw enough, but that's no problem. I can hold the ball here. Okay, 3 to the 4. Let's see. I'm playing a very soft stop shot. Ideal would be if I would be straight, of course, on the 2 balls. So now all I'm focusing here is holding the ball, playing as soft as possible. Maybe I could go to here, but the problem is if I'm trying to get the 3 ball into here and I'm on the wrong side is this side, I'm going totally away from the 4 ball. That's why I'm trying to bring the 3 ball into here. And we got perfectly straight on the 3 ball. Now let's check the 3, 4 and 5 ball. Well, I think this is the straight line. If we're somewhere on this side of the straight line, we can go into the rail and towards the 5 ball. So all I'm focusing here is bringing the cue ball back towards here. That means I'm drawing straight back. I know if the cue ball comes back to where it is now, it's too short. So I can visualize the point very easily where I want to be. And now I'm focusing just on getting the cue ball as perfectly as possible to this point. Again, I'm drawing the ball, I'm hitting very low, that I can draw the most, the easiest, because if I'm hitting just a little below center, I'm trying to draw the ball, I have to hit hard, but the lower I hit the cue ball, the easier I can draw the ball. Looks very nice. We have a perfect angle. Here it doesn't matter if the cue ball is here, here, here or here. We can always go this path towards the 5 ball. Okay, very important what's on my mind here on the 5 ball is that if this is a straight line, that I again don't want to be on the wrong side, because this side brings us away from the 6 ball. But if you're on this side, we're going towards the 6 ball. So I'm concentrating on being on the right side. That means this is the straight line. Cue ball will go into here. Then I'm adding a touch of left-hand English so that the angle opens, and we definitely have the right angle. And again, it doesn't matter if we're just here, then we're stunning the ball. If we're a little further, then we're going into the rail. We just have to make sure that we're on the right side. So I'm hitting low on the cue ball with left-hand English, as I said, that the angle opens the ball and that we definitely have that right angle on the 5 ball. Okay, one thing that maybe is important when playing such shots or shots in general, when I'm standing here, I'm visualizing, before I'm shooting the 4 ball, I'm visualizing the whole thing, the path. I already know where I want to hit the cue ball. That means low and left, stepping behind the line, visualized everything. And then here I'm already on the line. I'm just going down, doing my pre-strokes, and now I know if I now pull the trigger, just pushing the cue forwards, the cue ball should react like I imagined. Okay, I think that wasn't enough. No, it wasn't enough. I should have hit a little harder, well, more left in English. A little harder would mean the cue ball would have gone this path. So that was careless, to be honest, but we're still in line. Now we are perfectly straight on this ball, which isn't perfect, obviously. And now some people would try something crazy. For example, use the left part of the pocket, follow the cue ball, go this path. And yes, of course, it works. I could also draw the ball, for example, drawing it towards here, here, and here. But these are exhibition shots, and you don't want to play such shots in matches. So I think if I'm just playing a stop shot, maybe a little following the cue ball, we have a nice angle on the 6 ball. So for that, I think I just want to be a little further. That means the cue ball shouldn't be here, but a little further towards the corner pocket. And you could roll the ball, of course, so hitting it very easy, rolling it in. But you also could play a stunt follow. That means hitting a little above center so that the cue ball just follows a little bit. But the important thing is you don't want to do too much, because if you follow too much, we are maybe too straight or behind the 7 ball. So it would be nice to bring the cue ball towards here, but if a stop shot is the outcome, I'm totally fine. So I want to be safe and don't do too much. That means don't hit too high by accident. Okay, worked out perfectly. Cue ball just followed a little bit. And now we have a much easier angle. The cue ball, of course, here would also be possible, but this tiny difference of the cue ball's position makes it more natural. Yeah, it's a little more natural to have the cue ball here, because you don't have to have that much quality to bring it towards here, compared to if the cue ball was here. So that's just a tiny thing, but it really helps us with the 6 ball here. Okay, 6 ball to the 7 ball. Straight line, again. This is the wrong side, because we're going towards here. Straight is okay, but this side is also okay, because we can go into the rail and towards the 7 ball. So I'm imagining this line here. Yeah, it probably goes from the 7 to the 9 ball, to this part of the 9 ball. So when I'm walking around the table, I always have that line in my mind. Okay. How do we hit this ball? Well, with low and tiny bit of right hand English. That opens the angle, brings us towards here. So again, this is a tough shot, a long shot. I'm visualizing the whole thing. And once I've made my mind, once I have the pictures in my mind, I'm preparing the shot. I'm going down and I'm just pushing the cue forwards in a straight line. That's the most important thing here. I didn't feel comfortable here. If you don't feel comfortable, don't try to change things when you're down. Adjust your stance, your aim. Just stand up. It's so much easier to just stand up, recollect, and start over again. Very nice. I noticed I stood up too fast, so you won't see it in the GoPro perfectly, sorry for that. And we have a perfect angle. Let's show you the angle that we have. So this was the straight line, and we're really perfect here. So 7 to the 8 ball. Straight line, again, straight isn't perfect. Being on this side is much better because we can go into the rail towards the 9 or maybe towards here. Being on this side of the straight line is very bad because, well, we have to go this path here around, so I definitely want to be on this side of the 8 ball. So I won't do too much. I'm playing low, and again I'm using a touch of left-hand English. It's not necessary to use that left-hand English, but for me it helps me to make the ball, and that's really a common thing. You don't have to do it, and it's important to be able or being able to play without any spin, but yeah, it just makes it easier for me. And of course it opens the angle a little bit here. Okay, now I was down long enough and I actually hit it a little too hard. We're not straight, that's the good thing. This is the straight line. I'm showing you the angle here. Well, now we have two options. Well, basically we only have one correct option, but one option would be to try to force the cue ball into the rail. But the problem with that is we have to hit really hard, and if you hit hard, your arm tends to choke. You tend to choke on shots when you hit so hard because using a lot of muscles. So that's not what we're going to do. We're just going to draw the ball, and the cue ball should go towards here. We have a perfect shot on a 9 ball. So this is basically the match-winning shot. If we get a perfect straightened shot on a 9 ball, we're through. So this shot is already the match winner here. Visualizing again, very important. Preparing the shot. Don't forget to jog on each shot. It's just a ritual, what's the English word? I don't know the English word or how to pronounce it, but it's a thing that helps you to prepare the shot if you jog. It was okay. I think I hit a little too much into the right part of the pocket. That's why the cue ball came out a little straighter and not like this. But this is still very okay. Very nice shot on a 9 ball. I'm not taking the extra time because it's the 9 ball. It's a ball like every other ball. Don't take the extra time if the ball isn't very difficult. Just preparing everything, visualizing, and I'm playing a stun shot or stop shot going into the rail so that the cue ball has no rotation on it, and no rotation means there will never be a kick or a skid. So that's why I'm playing the shot like this, and I'm also feeling more confident when I'm drawing the ball or playing a stun shot. Okay, I hope this was helpful for you. It was a lot of talking. The whole video was basically freestyle, but I'm really hoping that I could help you with this video. And yeah, that's it for today.